left.
The liberation of mutant kind has begun.
Welcome to the future.
Who's this clown?
Not clown, Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poisons, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You unlock this door with the...
Welcome, YouTube, to Two Fat Guys Pull List. It is me, Jim, for episode 180. And don't worry, Nate will be here. We're just starting the show. He's getting some stuff together, so he will be here in a minute or a little bit later. But I will kick off the show, and then once he gets here, he'll join in on the monitor. But thank you, everyone, who is watching live, and who everyone is watching as a past episode. We greatly appreciate it. How's it going, John? How up, Patty? What up, Empire? How are y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Hope everyone had a great week. Hope everyone had a great week of comics. A little bit of a short week for some, us, but not for everyone. But it was an interesting week. I will say that. As much as I'm going to give you until Nate gets here. Anyway, let's talk about some business for the show, and then we'll kick off the show. So as always, we talk about our show sponsor, which is Collected Comics and Games here in the DFW area. That is Nate and I's LCS, where we pick up our comics, where we pick up all of our good fun stuff. It's just a great place to check out. So if you're ever in the DFW area, check out Collected Comics and Games, where you can get comics, back issues, trades, omnibus, trading cards, statues, action figures, models, posters. I mean, anything you can think of, even plushies, anything you can think of. They got their manga. They got everything over there. So make sure to head over to Collected Comics and Games if you're in the DFW area. They have 3 locations, one in Fort Worth, one in Hearst, and one in Irving. But if you can't make it over to Collected Comics and Games because you're not in the area, they have a website. That's right. They have a website called staycollected.com. So if you can check out staycollected.com, you can go over there and get everything that I just talked about and more. They've got store exclusives and variants and covers. It's freaking awesome. So check out staycollected.com. It's a great website where you can get all your fun and cool comic stuff and nerdy stuff. It's great. So check out staycollected.com. Oh, wrong thing. Also, we got to talk about our milestone giveaway. So we're on the road to 1,250 subscribers. Currently, we're sitting, I think, at 1,032. I think 1,032. But when we hit 1,250 subscribers, we're giving away the signed Uncanny X-Men #1 9.8 CGC grade by Jim Chung. So we'll be giving this away when we hit 1,250 subscribers. When we hit 2,000 subscribers, and we have other slabs that we're giving away when we hit other milestone numbers, but this is the beginning one. And then when we hit our last milestone for this little run here at 2,000, we're giving away this Thor #1 Nick Klein sketch variant signed by the great one Donny Cates at a 9.8 CGC grade. So you're gonna want to hit that sub button. Now I'm thinking about, as I get Nate in here, I'm thinking about giving away something tonight if we can hit a certain number. What do you think, chat? I think that might be kind of cool, just because we've been hovering in the 30s for a while, and I feel like I'd like to incentivize, I guess is the best way to put it. And plus I want to do something nice for y'all, right? Like I think that's a good thing. As I bring
they're cute enough for that.
They're cute enough for that. That's right. Let's see here. Yeah, there he is. So what do we think, chat? Should we give something away tonight if we hit 1,050 subscribers?
Oh.
I'm kind of thinking about it.
I think that's pretty
John
cool.
coming in with a super chat right now. My top 3 is weird this week. Spider-Man Annual, Public Domain, and Local Man were my favorites. Honorable mentions, Annihilation 2099. Interesting. Did not read any of those.
I picked it up, but I did not get to it.
And Dave Pollock just subscribed. So thank you for joining us. Thanks for being a fatty. Even though that's what we call our members, or our community. Don't take offense.
Don't be insulted.
Please don't. All right, well, let's see. All right, chat, let me know. Yeah, Dave's like, I'm not against that. He just freaking sub. Let's see. Okay, well, Dave says we should give something away. What should we give away? Looking at my stuff. I want to give away something cool. I mean, Slab is cool, but I feel like we should give away like a comic.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
I'm looking at my trades.
Oh.
Let's see. Let us see.
Let us.
See. Ooh, I like this. This is kind of interesting. It's kind of worth some money, I think. So I have. Okay, here we go. So we will give away something. This is a advanced edition, not for resale, Firepower #1 trade.
Oh shit!
Can we find out how much that's worth?
What is it now?
Okay, so it's a advanced edition, not for resale, Firepower #1 from Robert Kirkman, Volume 1 Prelude.
Oh.
What should be like $1,000? It's not. It's gonna be oh man, I have got the indigestion. I don't think I've even read this. Like, I think I got this and I didn't even read it. I know it's good. Probably absolutely. Well, while you're looking that up, I'm gonna look up chat here. So we'll start at the top. Patty says, hope everyone's had a great week. I'll be lurking again. Gonna be painting the car. Yeah. Don't paint over those stickers now. John says, hey, everyone, hope you has a happy Sunday. Patty, member lurking class. Joe, hello, Jim and Nate. My patois is Life of Wolverine. Great way to tell a story from the beginning to now. Now I'm going to read New Wolverine #1. David says, hey, everybody. So what do we got? Anything? There's nothing, is there?
Hold on. Okay. I've not found one on eBay that's not for sale. Maybe because everyone's being honest
and not selling it.
Well,
I got to assume it's a gem. It's an advanced edition. Maybe we don't. Maybe we just keep it for ourselves. Maybe I give away something else.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Okay. Well, I don't. Well, I want there to be some value that we actually know. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Hold. Pause to read.
Okay, I'm curious though. I'm curious about other. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Absolute Power. Lodor said, "Talk to Summer #2," and Absolute Power. Jaden said, "Not gonna lie, it's feeling DC." Okay. Absolute Power was really good. Absolute Power. I've heard great things.
That's what everybody's saying.
Oh no! Here we go. You all did what Jim did.
All right.
DC hung a fucking hook, the big old fucking juicy steak on it. Y'all.
Well, okay. Wait. We'll get there. Let's just everybody relax. Everybody chill. We got some time. Let's just talk about this real quick. All right, we're gonna give away a CBCS grade 9.4. Something's Killing the Children. Local comic shop day variant #1. Shiny foil cover. We'll give this away if we hit 1,050 subscribers tonight. Okay, by the end of the show. So we're giving this away if we hit that subs. So get your grandma to sub. Anyway.
Okay, buddy.
What? It's like the 15th print. We're fine. We're gonna be okay.
Still cool.
Look, I'm not giving away this one. You would get really mad if I gave away this one.
If you put wind up there, I'm gonna.
No. We already gave away wind. Remember, I gave that away already. I gave that. I think Holden got that, or Empire got that. One of the two. Come on, man! It got a good home. It was.
I
signed
forgot
by,
about that.
It was signed by
The
Onion.
Why are you twisting the dagger? Like, you don't need to keep hitting me like that. I already
Would you
know.
stop? Just stop being. You're fine. You're gonna be okay. All right, back to here. Sweeten the pot. How y'all doing? Let's see here. Welcome to the Cool Kids Lunch Table, Dave. My pick of the week is between Toxic Summer #2 and Absolute Power. Not gonna lie, Joe. I was feeling DC. You read all these.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's just get to it. Let's just get to the show. All right. First up, we have Space Ghost issue #3. Again, remember, we're giving away a slab tonight if we hit 1,050 subs. So let's get it.
Okay.
Space Ghost #3. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Adding some stakes, not literal stakes, but like stakes. We're continuing to get a little bit more of a clearer picture of these little youngsters and them being sidekicks to Space Ghost and not necessarily being too much of a liability for them. They're actually kind of holding their own, which is kind of cool. Pretty cool up Betrayal. And I will say this, like I thought the issue was great. I actually liked this issue more than issue me thinking giveaway at 169 at 1069. You know what, Empire? You're a fucking genius. All right, fine. When we hit 1,069, I'm right there. No, we'll do 150. We'll stay true to our word. But anyway, I actually like this issue a lot more than issue 2. I mean, obviously issue 2 had to happen to establish the kids as sidekicks, but this one I felt like had a little bit more flow, a little bit better movement. And it just felt solid. It was a solid issue. I mean, no issue 2 slump in that sense. No, there hasn't been a drag. But the thing that I'm most excited about was actually the preview to issue 4, which is going to be. It looks like we're going up against what's his name? And now I'm forgetting. It's a very prominent name. It's the green mantis looking guy. Zorlak?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, he's coming, and I'm super stoked for that because I remember him being on the show, and I'm like, that's fucking funny. But overall, I liked it. I thought it was a great issue, and I had nothing bad to say about this issue for me.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it too. It was nice to get a little bit of action in there and get a little bit more, I don't know, understanding of what's going on. I felt like at the end of issue 2, the kids kind of becoming Space Ghosts was a little gimmicky, but then after this issue, I feel like I'm really happy with what David did with that.
Like issue 2 felt kind of campy, and this one felt, and that's not a bad thing, but it felt campy.
No, campy's fine. But
this
I
one,
like where they went with this.
Yeah, they definitely kicked some major ass in this issue, and I liked the betrayal from the widow or whatever her name was. That was pretty freaking cool too. Like I thought that was cool. Like I mean, it was pretty evident, you know. And then when it got confirmed, you're like, oh yeah, for sure. No, God, what is the name? All right, now I gotta look it up. Everyone's throwing out names. It's not Brack. Brack was in the first issue. Space Ghost villains. Zorak, isn't it Zorak?
Also, by the way, who the fuck is Johnny Quest, and why was that preview
Zorak
smashed into the book?
Oh, in issue 2?
In issue 2.
No,
yeah,
that's issue 2. So, well, I mean, why was it smashed? Well, it's obviously from Dynamite.
Well, I mean, it's rude, and I don't like it.
Well, okay.
If I want to read it, then I'll go read it. Don't make me go there.
Man, you sound like me in DC backup issues. So I think I don't remember who I was talking to you about that, but I think in a different version of the book, it's at the back end, but in the main cover, it's like in the middle of it. And I don't know if that was a printing error or if that was done more like when you're watching the television show and you get like a preview. Like, remember, like, I don't know if you ever watched like old school cartoons, but they would always have like an in-betweener cartoon. And that's kind of how they would do it, where like you would get this like hook and then bump, and it was like a 19...
I actually really like that. I'll shut up.
Yeah, I think that was the idea. It could be a printing issue, but that's how I interpreted it, was like it was literally a break in the comic, like a television show.
I'll shut up. I just need a little explanation.
Yeah, see, everyone's piling on.
The
me.
more important question is, who the hell is Johnny Quest? Why do I care?
So Johnny Quest is in the same era of cartoons. It's one of those. It's like the same style. Johnny Quest is like a 1950s or so. I don't know when it came out, but it was the same. Came out the same time as Space Ghost. So Johnny Quest is a kid whose dad is like a archaeologist kind of professor, and they get into wild and zany adventures, and Johnny's always getting in trouble, and he's got now. Granted, I'm pretty sure there's a tinge of racism in the book, and I could be wrong, but he's got a buddy or friend who's like from India, and he wears the turban or not India, like he's from Southeast Asia, yeah. And what's his name? And now I want to look it up. I gotta look it up. Johnny.
Hey, while you're looking that up, I know I have a few Jeff Lemire fans in here with me. And while I was at the shop today, I saw a preview for a comic that almost made me squeal like a little girl. I had to hold it in. But apparently, Jeff Lemire in September 4th, is launching his first Boom Studios book. And it is ongoing. This is not a limited series book. So, new Jeff Lemire, and we're talking full Jeff Lemire. He's doing the writing and the art as well. So, any of my Fireflies people, or what is it, Royal Club? I don't remember that other book, but I'm very excited. Boom and Jeff Lemire.
So here's his site. Here's the psychic Haji. Yeah,
got it.
Yeah,
Got it. Wish I didn't had it, but I got it.
Yeah. So a little racist. Let's see here. Who said it? John said, I hated Johnny Quest cartoon as a kid. It was boring. It was boring. I don't ever remember liking it, but I just remember it being there. And David, I think you're right. Yeah, Zorak. They spoofed him in the Venture Brothers. Yeah, Venture Brothers is based on Johnny Bravo for sure. Let's see here. David Post is doing a great job here lately. Hope y'all are able to get him on the show. So we were, he contacted us through Twitter to talk about Space Ghost. I would love to get him on the show. I think we'll probably start that correspondence here very soon. I just need to figure out a format on how to bring in a third guest. And I think I've figured it out. I don't think we would do it live. We would definitely do it pre-recorded, and I'll probably end up making an investment into Riverside so that we can have a three-person, 3 people talking, and then we'll have a new format for interviews. So it won't look like this. It's something I need to develop. But on my other business that I run, I produce podcasts for other people. So I'll probably go in that vein. And a lot of people that do that use Riverside. So I'd like to do that. So We'll figure that out. But yeah, I'd love to reach out to him and get on the show, because he's definitely he's an awesome dude. But is he Hanna-Barbera guy, right? I don't know. I don't know about that one. We need a Johnny Bravo. That'd be dope. They spoofed him in the Venture Brothers. Oh, did either of you get your hands on Moon Knight issue 0? I did.
Yeah, he did.
And I didn't get it. I got it for way cheaper than what we said on the show. It definitely dropped in price. So I was pretty happy about that. Okay, let's keep going.
Yes, Jeff Lemire book, yes. Hold on, though. Joe said, is Boom ending soon?
I thought I heard about that.
Like the publisher?
No, not... Oh, no, Boom? Oh, I didn't hear that.
I don't think the publisher's closing.
Well, now we gotta look it up.
I would cry. Oh, actually, we're gonna just keep talking about bullshit. I also saw another preview that is pretty awesome.
Oh yeah,
and it is Boom is coming out with a horror anthology.
Really?
Horror anthology. I'm trying to find more information. Let's see, copy. Yeah, Joe. Space Bullets. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be my first trade that I've bought in quite a while. I believe it's a reprint of a Dark Horse series that he had like 2016 era, long time ago. But yeah, it's Taylor Johnson.
The only thing I'm seeing is that Boom's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers run is ending, and that people are shitting all over it.
Oh God.
So I don't know.
Oh no.
Anyway, let's keep moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Get this going over here. All right, next up we have Public Domain issue number 6 from Chip Zdarsky. I actually really enjoyed this. I thought this was a really fun issue. I remember what happened, so I wasn't something I'm like, oh man, I gotta like figure out where we're at. Like I didn't feel too like disconnected since we've last seen this book. Once again, getting that kind of insight to the comic industry a little bit here, a little bit of the humor, but then also seeing some of the relevancy when it comes to older creators, and just kind of seeing that dynamic that Chip is, I would assume, part of. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of getting his perspective, even though he's not a young chicken, but like he is one of the more younger writers, kind of doing what's kind of mentioned in this book, which is like taking an older character and freshening it up with new ideas. And those ideas may not be necessarily popular with the original creators or even publishers. And so that's kind of the insight we get. What I was really interested in was seeing that we're going to actually get to see the comic that they're making outside of this book, which I thought was pretty cool. Like we get an ad for the Domain new comic that they're actually making in this book. So I thought that was kind of cool. I think that's kind of a clever idea there. So I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was good. Is Chip still on the art? I think so. I think it seemed pretty similar to the original.
Let's get a double check.
I think so. But anyway, I liked it.
He is, but Rachel Stott also came in and helped as well.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was fun, and I had no issue with it. I'm glad it's back. And to be honest, and I didn't even really like, I wasn't like, oh my god, Public Domain, but I'm like, oh cool. Like this was enjoyable.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. I look up Space Mullets, Daniel Warren Johnson. It's a trade that's about to be released. I did hear about that. I sure hope not reading a lot of Boom right now. I ordered Moon Knight issue 0. You can still order one for less than $5 from Midtown Comics. I also snagged a White Boat comic signed by Scott Snyder for below cover price. Fucking there you go, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah, Public Domain was dope. All right, let's get to it. I got Absolute Power issue number 4.
Don't you fucking do it.
That's Jim's
Pick of the week.
I don't push that button lightly.
Yes, you do.
Look, no, I don't. I don't. I had my expectations were so goddamn high for this book because of the amount of just critique that I have with DC right now, and just like with my lack of any real fun with them. And this book was fun. Apparently this book has stakes, like it has some weight to it, and
like porterhouses or TV?
No, like, okay, so with the premise, right? Amanda Waller is just going for the bag, right? She has had enough of playing behind the scenes, and so she's going for it, right? And she's been planning this thing for a minute. And every piece is in place to the point where she's able to somehow take away people's powers, the super's powers. She's essentially taken over the U.S. government, and never fret, she is here to save the day from the super people, even though she's blackmailing them all, right? And Green Arrow, for some reason, is in on it, like he's going to be doing his thing, right?
Yeah.
And the theory for that is, all right, is he genuine? Is he being a double agent? Is he just trying to be, the person behind the scenes? Remains to be seen. Okay. I liked the book. I liked the premise. I liked that at the end of this, I will give you big old butt. So the big thing here that is massive is when they're saying there's no turning back. Your powers are gone. They're never coming back. Now, we read that and we go, well, no, right? But at the same time, if there was ever a moment for DC to have to like to just reset something, it's here, right? So I'm praying to God that they stick with your powers are gone. Right? Is that going to happen? Probably not. But if it's a mechanic to reshuffle and to reset, so we get new number ones and we get a new, reset of continuity and all that jazz, I'm kind of here for it. But at the same time, I am very skeptical because I liked it, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, I actually like this. And the last time I liked a DC event, they just botched it. The next book that came out, which said basically everything that we did there it doesn't matter. Right. And now granted, what I just said is basically what they're probably going to do. But if they do it in a way that's fun and exciting and kind of different, then I'm here for it. But if they end up totally squandering this, your powers are gone forever, and then I got a computer chip that and everything's fine, and we don't get a reset, then I'm gonna be like, you know what, I resend my pick of the week, and this is lazy. But I liked it. I think Mark Waid did a fantastic job writing. I had no issues with the flow of the comic, the composition of the writing, and then you can't. It's Dan Mora, it was absolutely stunning, and so I can't complain about it. I thought it was great. Now again, this was an incredibly light week, so I will say if She-Hulk had been this week at the last issue, this would not be the pick of the week. I'm sorry, it just wouldn't. Or if any other book that's a top contender for pick of the week would have been on this week, then I don't think it would have been. But because it was a light week, I'm giving it the advantage. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. Mm-hmm. And I want to know what's going on. The fact that you can shoot Superman and he falls to his death, or not to his death, but he's mortally wounded, a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? I will say there were some inconsistencies. Superman's in his black suit at one point when he's sitting on the table. I was kind of like, what's that about?
Is he in his black suit, or is that the was that
the lighting?
Bad? Yeah,
I don't know, but it made me go wait, what? So there's that, and there are obviously other things in the there are mechanics that will allow things to be reversed. I think the biggest one would be, and y'all tell me if I'm out of line here, but Flash still having his powers, that could be he runs back in time and doesn't allow it to happen.
He's the one that did the change last time.
That's what I'm saying though. And that would be a cheap, and I'd be pissed, right? So, yeah. But I just feel like they're there, but maybe they're there on purpose to make you think that. But I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it.
I am glad. I am glad that y'all had fun with it. I'm glad that it was good. I am very skeptical.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm right there with you.
But I didn't really have fun. I am third. You know what? The one thing I do like is how it feels like a lot, like what most of what DC is doing in the other books is getting shoved into one. I think that's really cool. The House of Brainiac stuff with Superman is getting tied in. Failsafe with Batman is getting tied in. Cool. I like all this stuff. Even some of the throwback to the world's finest stuff getting tied into. Cool. The issue is I'm tired of that. I don't want to see Failsafe again for years and years and years.
I agree. I kind of agree.
I especially don't want to see a bunch of variations of Failsafe. We've done that with Chip for over a year now. Maybe, what is it, a year and a half? I don't know. Not interested. The art was really good. Mm-hmm. Really, really, really good. Besides the black suit issue. However, I think it was good enough that I'm going to keep I'm going to keep going because I was going to keep going no matter how horrible it is because it's DC's biggest thing. We kind of need to cover it, but like I'm not upset that I want to read the next issue. What is upsetting me is that like the way that this is sprawled out, it seems like some of the tie-ins could be worth the investment. I
was gonna let you finish. This is why it's my pick of the week. This is the biggest reason why it's pick of the week. After I finished it and then I looked at the reading list, I was like, God damn it! I think I'm gonna pick up some other ones. Like I'm like I was gonna I'm picking up the John one. I'm just doing it. Like we both love John.
Yes.
It's happening. But like I looked at it and I was like, well, maybe I could there's like one or two I wouldn't pick up, but maybe I'll pick. And that pisses me off because I'm like I said I wasn't gonna do it. I was just gonna pick up the base book and any other books that were connected to it. But then I start looking at it and I'm like, God damn it, like. And so I'm gonna take a breath and say maybe not yet. I think if anything, I'm gonna look at the release date and go, look. This is coming out, game time decision when I get to the shop. If I decide to pick it up, great, it'll be on the show. If I don't, then it's not on the show. Yeah. But I'm not going to commit to actually pulling it. I'm gonna look at it. I'll get to the shop. I'll probably thumb through it and be like, okay, we'll check it out. But if it's not in an ongoing that we're reading at the moment, or it's that John one, I'm probably I'm just gonna reserve to say I'm not picking it up.
Yeah.
But day of at the shop. Could change. We'll see.
And it's not like we're not reading any tie-ins. Still reading the ongoings of Wonder Woman and Batman and Green Arrow, Green Lantern. So like we're still in it. Yeah. And Empire, right? I mean, the John Kent content was the redeeming little thing for me, and the fact that I knew I already had that book. I already have that book pre-ordered, so like it was anything John Kent I'm on. But yeah, oh man. I don't know. But see, it also is frustrating because it's like, when was the last time I was excited about John Kent stories? It was the last event because he's just been relegated to that now. Yeah. Same thing with like Dreamer, right?
I think what's going to happen. I think if DC's smart, this is the reset. This is the soft reset to get the Justice League back into motion, to get any other new number ones that they want to pump out again. Maybe a new John book. Who knows? This is the time, and if they squander it, then I truly will not feel good about DC. So that is what it is. All right, halftime question from Joe: if y'all could do another YouTube channel on your own or together that reflects your interest other than comics, what would it be?
I mean, if it was together, if it was together and the question was asked 5 years ago, it definitely would be craft beer, right?
Craft beer, yeah, it would be craft beer.
Undoubtedly, that's how we met. That was the foundation of a lot of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be just kind of. I mean, I'm just shooting from the hip here. I think it would be some of the other stuff that we've talked about on the show, but isn't necessarily comics, and that would be like more pop culture, like television and stuff like that. Maybe like anime or television shows, because you're not into the like when I go collect like action figures and stuff, like that's not your bit. I mean, some
not particularly, yeah.
So yeah, I'd probably say that, but yeah, 5 years ago it would have been craft beer.
No.
I mean, I always like doing. I still love doing Let's Plays. There's actually like a bunch of games that just came out that I'm like, I kind of want to stream. I just don't know if everybody on the channel would want to watch that. I think there's Zenless Zero that just came out. That's a free to play. They're the same ones that made Genshin Impact, and I played like the first hour of it, and it's actually really fun.
Ooh, okay.
So like maybe something like that. I don't know.
If I was to do something solo, it would literally just be adjacent to this, and it would just be about like novels and short stories.
Novels,
like that.
Books and shit.
Or I might bullshit with you guys about coffee. I can talk about coffee all fucking
coffee.
day.
See, I just tell them to drink coffee, so I can't do that.
But no, I think we've hit our strong niche here.
Yeah, for sure. David says just the same thing about the Blood Hunt thing about the tie-ins. I'm proud of myself. I've done one, and that was the Doctor Strange one. I have not deviated into that black hole, even though the event is wonderful. Let's see. Amazed you two are still reading Wonder Woman, Nate. You always seem very meh on it.
I am, and it's mainly because of like hope. When Tom King hits it, fuck, does he hit it? But still waiting on him to really hit it here.
Yeah, I think it's coming. I don't know. We'll see after this Absolute Power event where all the books lie. But we'll have to see. All right, jumping over to Absolute Power tie-in Batman issue 150. This is the kind of shit that pisses me off. Where it's like, you got to go pick up Batman. Now, granted, we're reading Batman. But if I'm that one person who's still living under a rock that's not reading Batman, and then they saw, oh, well, I got to pick this up because it's an absolute tie-in. It's not. This is not an absolute tie. Like, it is, but it isn't. It is, but it isn't. Did you read
both stories?
Yes, but it is, but it isn't. Because 95% of the issue is this just one-off story that has nothing to do with absolute power. It's just, can you be a good person? And even though you know Batman's identity, you're like, I was like, okay, this sucks. This is stupid.
No.
Like, I hated it. I'm sorry, I didn't like it. And the reason why, granted, it's a wholesome story. It's a classic Batman. It felt like a very classic Batman story. But I think I'm just still salty to what happened to Chip's rest of the run, from last issue when, all of the shit that he decided to change got changed right back. And so with that compounding to this, the aesthetic or the what's the word I'm looking for? The notion that this was an absolute tie-in when 95% of the issue had nothing to do with the event. That's what's got me worried about all these other tie-ins that are weaved into main titles. Because at this point, we paid an extra $2 to get a sliver of a story for Absolute Power, and it. I don't know what you thought, Nate, but I didn't like the Absolute Power tie-in. Like, Batman sitting there going like, God damn it, I got doofed by Amanda Waller, and you're like, really? No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
It seemed out of character. Like, again, it felt like Batman in the Batman Robin book, where Batman is trying to be a dad, and you're like, what? No, that's not. You don't give a shit, right? And so, in that tie-in for Batman, it's like, oh, I didn't see it coming. Dude, you built a robot for when you didn't see it coming. Like, you had so much foresight. You built a failsafe for when you fuck up. How did you not see Amanda Waller doing this? It's been everybody knew. That's why I felt like it was complete nonsense, in my opinion. There's my rant.
Sure. I think this is like I think this is very much like a
I gotta write a tie-in.
Fully remove. No, I think it's yes. To me, the tie-in was kind of bullshit. I wasn't that interested in it. It was sort of like they were like, hey man, like 150 is when you start tying in, and he's like, I have this really good script for a one-off filler that's gonna take me from one part to the next. They're like, nah, bro, you got like 3 tie-ins. And he's like, well, fuck. Okay. He sits this down and then writes like a 4-page tie-in. Is like, can I just mash them together? And they're like, yeah, okay, yeah. Sure. And so that first story, I really liked that first story. I halfway through it, I was like, where the fuck is the Absolute Power shit? So then I just flipped and saw that it had nothing to do with it, and the Absolute Power's in the back. So I set it down and said, I'm gonna fucking read that later. I came back to it, read it, and I was like, no, this is actually a good story. This is a Chip story. I like that. The tie-in shit was dumb though, and so it's like, I think this is easy, like editorial getting in the way of a creator making.
I think that's why I didn't like the main story, because I was reading it waiting for it to become an absolute tie-in, Absolute Power tie-in. Like the entire time I was reading, I was like, okay, is Amanda Waller going to get the information? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was reading that book. I was reading the front end of this book going, okay, when's it going to tie in? And then when it ended, I was like, oh, this isn't even... So it like ruined a good story in me. And now again, that's me, right? That's not on anybody but me. But to me, that's just kind of silly. So where did June? June says Nightwing saw it coming. Yeah, dude, seriously. Lord says I think Chip is better suited for Flash. His Batman run was good. It just got washed away because of Absolute Power, and because it's clear that we're doing a reset very soon, and Bruce can't have.
That's what Joe was asking too. Says, do you think Absolute Power will help?
Yeah, it'll launch whatever 6G or whatever the fuck they're gonna call it, or I don't know, the classics, I don't know, but it's very clear that that's what we're doing. I mean,
it's easy for me because those comics are super easy to ignore unless something sounds great, like the Green Lantern book. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Werther Dell'Edera being on a DC book, it does it for me. Turns the buttons, but
right.
None of the other stuff. All the rest are just Batman books.
Joe, you're right. If this was a Marvel issue and it was $150, it would have been a $9.99 book, but it's still $5.99, and that doesn't sit with me well. It says $5.99. Yeah, it says $5.99 on the cover right there. Yeah, dude.
Motherfuck, dude.
Right? Like, and it didn't warrant again. Ugh. Anyway, all right, let's keep moving on. Birds of Prey issue number 11. I really enjoyed this issue. I thought it was really fun, and I will tell you this right now. This issue did such a great job, unlike all the other previous issues dealing with this arc, explaining to me what was happening in this arc. So the last 3 issues have been like, wait, what are we doing? What's going on with Barbara? And then you read this issue and it's like, oh, here, puts it all into perspective while being chased by velociraptors. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like, why didn't this makes sense? And I think what it does is it puts the second arc in perspective. And I understand the mechanic of what the first 3 issues were doing now, which was like, you're not supposed to know, and now we're here and now you know. But I think it just was done in a very rushed. It felt rushed. The last 3 issues felt kind of rushed. They've had elements of being awesome. Excuse me, whether that's the artwork or some of the storytelling mechanics, but I felt like this issue, the writing was top notch, on point from Thompson, and then you throw in Pena's art, which, dude, I know we've been jumping artists because we've been jumping dimensions, which is a great mechanic. Mm-hmm. But the Pena artwork, holy hell! I mean,
it was almost like his absence made his presence back, just like full on fist slam, just like boom.
Heck yeah! And again, fighting dinosaurs, and then I love this fucking cover. I think this cover is great. This rebalanced and recentered me to Birds of Prey.
Yep. And
it wasn't gonna get dropped ever, but this kind of refocused my attention on the book. I don't know, I loved it. I thought it was great. And so when you're smart about the mechanics of changing the artist, not just, hey, there's an art change and we're not going to tell you why. And granted, you can't always do that. Sometimes you're not, most of the time you can't do that. The writers just got to go. So, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Joe, would you say Kelly Thompson is the best female writer in comics today? All her books have read from Black Widow, Captain Marvel, Birds of Prey, Scarlet, and I've heard is one of the writers for Absolute. I'd say she's up there. Ooh. But I think right now, for me, the top female comic book writer, hands down, doesn't matter, is Rainbow Rowell.
I mean,
she's about to do Lois Lane. No. She's about to do Lois Lane, and I really don't care about Lois Lane, and I'm picking that book up because
it's literally, it's just a backup, right?
I understand that, and that's saying something.
I just want to make sure you understand.
But Kelly Thompson's right there. If they're neck and neck.
Well, let me put it this way.
Okay.
I will give the caveat that when we talk about Rainbow Rowell as a comic book writer, yes. However, Kelly Thompson is a professional comic book writer. Rainbow Rowell is a novelist who does comics on the side. And when she does it, she fucking does it better than the rest.
That's what I'm saying.
But I would say that that's she's an asterisk to number 1. This is Astros 2017. Whereas I don't know. I think Kelly Thompson might be up there.
I think
And,
she's.
you know,
I think it's Kelly Thompson, Stephanie Phillips, and Alyssa Wong.
I would put Becky Cloonan above both of those. I would
Okay.
say I would put her up there. Now, I was trying to. There's one more that I was trying to think of that I can't think of the top of my head. But yeah, and also I just want to put one more addendum. If we are talking about novelists who dip their toes into comics, I would actually say N.K. Jemisin is even better than Rainbow Rowell for me. She's the one that wrote Far Sector, Joe.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's your She-Hulk.
I guess again, just for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my She-Hulk, no doubt.
Yeah.
But you know,
No doubt.
we've got some good stuff. We do.
For sure. It's saying something, Nate. Phillips.
Yeah, Eve Ewing's definitely on that list too, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, anyway, I like this book.
I'm
I
very
thought it
bad
was
at on the spot remembering names.
Wilson's That's in Poison Ivy is great as well from Joe says.
One of the biggest comic book regrets I ever have is dropping Poison Ivy. And I only dropped it because I was too overwhelmed.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. All right, let's talk about it. Our last book of the night. Oh. What?
Oh.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's the last book, and I haven't done it.
Well, I don't know.
Pick of the week.
It's very close. Birds of the Prey was almost it, but
Yeah,
for Birds
this
of the
was this was great. You know, again, so I was able to get a copy of it. You know, it definitely dropped in price. by the
Which
time I
cover
got to
is it? Is this the cover that you got?
This is the incentive cover, yes. Got it.
good.
Got it. I almost bought both of the issues, the copies that the store had, and I was going to keep one in the poly bag. I was like, no, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to. I don't want to be the guy.
They had both. They had two copies of this one.
Yes. I guess
because of the other stores. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was great. I love that it was just in the voice of Khonshu, and Khonshu just, you know, almost like regrettably talking about this stuff, like having to be saved by mortals to get out of prison. But now he's here, and he's on the warpath against you know, against the vampires. But like just getting a breakdown and just kind of like, hey, since I've been gone, and kind of just getting a relay of everything. And I just think this just really encompasses what McKay is capable of doing with just a fucking weird cast of characters. I mean, the description and artwork of the Midnight Mansion,
Yeah.
bro, like this is fucking cool. Like, you know, and then like I think out of everything, outside of the obvious of the descriptions of every character, you know, Tigra, amazing. Hunter's Moon, amazing. To me, the best outside of the mansion description and or characterization by Khonshu of the party was 8-Ball. Like,
yeah.
just being like, who the fuck's this guy? But clearly he's still a devout follower of mine. I'm like, that's so cool, so cool. But to me, outside of the writing, which it speaks for itself.
Yeah, this is
the artwork was just so good. And I'm glad I picked it up. I'm glad I got it.
That's ultimately what pushed me to making this my pick of the week, is because Cappuccio said, listen, there are artists that are just good where they go around, and there are artists that are tied to books. And he literally just flopped it right out there and said, I am now the greatest Moon Knight artist that has ever been and ever will be. There's no debating. If anyone tries to say Bill Sienkiewicz, I love Sienkiewicz. Doo-doo paper compared to this guy. Like, it's just so good. And I think reading the background a little bit on this issue is fun. Joe said, is this a new ongoing? And Moon Knight is ending and stuff like that. So yes and no. So what this is supposed to be is an addendum to like what's going on obviously in Blood Hunt. And you know, Vengeance of the Moon Knight really is nothing to do with Mark Spector, right? Like, it's nothing to do with our main Moon Knight. And so, like, now we know that's for sure ending, but that story's not done being told. It's still written in with Blood Hunt and everything that's going on there. But this is almost as a way to be a catch up to those who haven't read the first 2 volumes of Jed McKay's run. So this is number 0. The new Moon Knight book that we're getting in October is called Moon Knight: Fist of Khonshu. So that's issue 1 is coming out in October. And the inspiration for this, Jed said in Twitter, was like source books from like the 80s and 90s. You know, like sometimes you would get the like Strike Files or the DC Who's Who or something like that. That's kind of like what's going on here. This isn't just like a fleshed out narrative, really. This is more Khonshu getting caught up on what's happened since he's been trapped in Asgard. But by him catching up himself, he's kind of catching up the readers too. But like Jim said, I think like even for someone like us who's like desperately read every issue the second it comes out, it's still valuable because it's a really interesting perspective of all these characters that we really enjoy, and another opportunity for Cappuccio to do amazing art around them. So it's gonna fit in to your pull box between the last issue of Vengeance of the Moon Knight and then issue 1 of Fist of Khonshu. Yeah, if that's how you want to do it.
So Jaden, you are not wrong. You know, it doesn't make any sense. This is essentially an incentive cover. That's what it is. Like it's just that's what it is. It's not. There's no first appearance. This is just like you're paying for to read it first. You're paying for the exclusivity, I guess, which is stupid. It's totally dumb. And yeah, I was not I saw it and I was like, nah, I'm not buying it. And then I was sitting in line and I just like I kept on looking at it and I was like, fuck, I'm buying it. And I shouldn't have, but I did. I had some extra cash this week because the pull was so light, so it kind of worked out. Essentially spent the money that if I would have bought like 15 or 16 books, but I only got 5. But I don't know. I'm such a fan of McKay that I will throw common sense out the window in his Moon Knight run to buy it. I'm not saying anybody else should. But it's essentially an incentive cover. And I agree with you.
It is. But one of the reasons why this has value, I think, is because unlike incentive ones, we don't like there isn't a certain amount of those. It's just based off, right? So just because it's a 150 doesn't there's only 200 of them, right? We know exactly how many there are of these. I don't off the top of my head, but it's a 1 per store thing. There's like 2,000 stores. I don't know, but like there's the scarcity here is there's not like this ambiguous there's probably a bunch of them out there.
You're right. The scarcity is quite high, but at the same time, it's pretty fucking ridiculous that like when the shops got and is it more speaking to the culture of comic book shops, or is it so or
no it's specific of comic book
consumers. So because, like it's just insane to me. Like when I got that text from Mike and he was like, the book right now, and it hasn't even been released yet, we just have it, is going for $150. And you're like, why? Wow. Yeah, like that's stupid. And then obviously it dropped significantly when stores opened that Wednesday. I mean, it dropped down 40, even 30, depending on where you were going. You know, some people have said 60. But like to me, that's just stupid. And again, I not to take away from the pick, I think this is a great book. But like, I really do feel like outside of the positive, which is that it got people talking about Moon Knight, and they've got people going like, well, now I got to go check it out, right? Like, that's great. That's fun and well. But like to me, I think it's a major inconvenience. I think it's a major inconvenience and kind of a shitty thing to do of Marvel to their consumers, which is the comic book stores, to say, oh, hey, by the way, FOC's open. You can go pick this book up, but you better get it in because if you don't, you're going to miss it on the day it comes out. And it's like, they had no idea. They didn't. Like, you know, Mike wasn't like, oh, yeah, we heard about this. Mike or Ron told us about this. They didn't know this was happening until they got their orders. And they're like, what the fuck is this? It's in a poly bag.
And I think that's great.
no, I get that. Like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, you know, like when I got to the shop, there were probably like 5 or 6 people waiting to get in. Mm-hmm. They still didn't buy it, you know, like no one picked it up. But, you know, I don't know. It just kind of, it set an expectation, at least in my mind, that like I was going to be able to get this book this past Wednesday. Like the way it was written in Blood Hunt made it sound like each store got like 20 copies and that you were just going to be able to pick it up. And like, I just feel bad for some people that didn't get to read it or didn't get to, like, they looked at it and go, I ain't buying that. And that just sucks because like the cover's great. It's the Cappuccio cover. Not to say that the cover A isn't good. It is. But like, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of shitty. Like, I think there could have been a little bit more consideration to it. Now, that's the negative. You put the positive. It's got people talking about it. It's bringing people to the shop. People are excited about it. Some people have never read Moon Knight, and so they're going to wait till this coming Wednesday to get it, and that's great. So I'm just playing both sides of the coin there.
Well, there's no sides of the coin because y'all are getting worked up over nothing.
No, goddammit.
Like, was this like there is one legit thing there's one thing that you said that I think is very legit, and that is at the end of Blood Hunt, people thought next week they should be able to go to the store and just buy this, not for an elevated price. Well, but here's the thing: some people are saying like this is a cash grab for Marvel. They've literally made no money on this. They gave this to the stores for free. Yeah.
Like
they just shipped it, and so like this is Marvel trying to generate buzz, of course. Like, I mean, ultimately they want to generate buzz and sell the normal issues, which are supposed to be your next week, right? Or next month or something. Here's the other thing: they should have been more clear, I guess, about the necessity of this book, because you're not missing out on anything, and this is what has driven a lot of the point. Is that people are just, they want to know, I want to know right now. Tough titties, you don't need to know right now. Like, it's okay, calm down. Honestly, if you want to know what it is, go online and read it. It's okay.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head
when it's in the store.
I think you hit the nail on the head. They should have been more intentional on what this was, not because the way it was presented was, don't miss it, and like. I don't feel bad for Jim. He was able to feed my family with the money.
No, he's telling you don't feel bad.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Good with it, yeah.
No, but I think
it's fine.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Is the intentionality behind the release? The way it was presented was like, you don't want to fucking miss this issue 0. No. And I would, you know, I don't feel bad, right? I picked it up and I read it, and I knew exactly what it was the minute I turned the page. Right? Like, this was just a catch up. But I would hate for someone who, like, yeah, they just like, well, I got to get it because, like, Blood Hunt said it was amazing. I'm not even reading Moon Knight. And then they read it and they're like, oh, there's not even like like someone said, like, is there a first appearance? Is there something? No, this is just literally a catch up. And you can wait a week to get it for cover price. So I think that's where, I think you jumped into my subconscious and really, like, picked exactly what I was, where my frustration really lied, in which it was that. So Marvel loves money. It's issue 0. Be around because most shops didn't even know about this comic. So
You're supposed to.
By the way, Werewolf by Night was a major letdown. Oh dang.
Oh no.
McKay is still on this book, so I'm all good for it. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. It's beyond Marvel Unlimited in a couple of months. There you go, Joe.
That's true.
Yeah, it was good. And again, I think what really, I just think McKay and Cappuccio are they're fucking fire for this book. It's amazing. I'm so glad. You know, we knew Mark was coming back. Like, the mechanic for him to come back was there, right? But it was just, we needed that extra oomph to bring him back, and that oomph was Khonshu. We needed Khonshu. How do you have a Moon Knight book without Khonshu? And it almost feels like this is, to me, the way you craftily, I don't know if that's a word, retcon decisions from other writers, aka Jason Aaron, when he did his, Fist of Khonshu little run in Avengers, when Moon Knight's running around with fucking Mjolnir and taking out everybody's powers. Like, it was a cool little fun run, but then you literally sideline the moon of the god of the moon. Like, you got to fix that. And so McKay is here, and he's done it, I think, tactfully. There you go.
But I also like that he took his time. He didn't do that right.
Yeah.
He didn't just fix that. It's just like he didn't do Batman's
DC.
hand on it.
Yeah,
It's like, there's a clone version of me. He's clone half version, and he's gonna cut his hand off and give it to me, and it's just gonna be normal.
I agree.
Bro, it ain't that hard for the artist to put a little black ink on there. Oh, there's a robot hand. We all have to talk about it.
100.
I'll stop because
there was some board member or whoever or some editor in the room going like, what we're gonna have Batman shoot a rocket out of his hand, and Chip was probably going like, yeah, why not? Like, it's a utility belt. It's an extension of his utility belt. And they're like, no, fix it. I'm like, great. That's the kind of shit. So, all right. It was a short week, which means it was a short show, but I had some fun. Did y'all? Did everybody have fun? I had fun. Thought it was great. I'm glad everybody, I'm glad we got David here. We got Dave here now. He's part of the Fatty family. Let's go over here to YouTube really quick as we end the show and see if we've, really, we definitely got some movement, obviously, with Dave, but did we move? No, we didn't hit that magic number, and that's okay. That's okay. Right. But something's killing the children.
No, John,
this variant is going back in the vault, maybe from another day. But we do appreciate every single one of you that is here live, everyone that is watching this live and watching as a past episode. Thank you to our members, Joe, Patty, absolutely. Holden, John, all of y'all. We appreciate you so much, John. Thank you again for the super chat. And I didn't read the Spider-Man Reign 2. I haven't read the first one.
I heard there was a lot of AI images in it.
What?
That's what I heard.
No way. I have to check it out now. I gotta look at it. But anyway, thanks guys. We'll catch you guys Tuesday. We'll have a new comic book day video, and I'm telling you now, it's pretty packed. We've got some good books coming up. It'll be a good show. And then we'll join you guys again live this Sunday, where we'll talk about all those books that we're gonna talk about on Tuesday and more. And should be a good time. I know for a fact, I will say this. I definitely ordered the Uncanny X-Force Omnibus. And that book's coming soon. Like, that's coming very soon. And I wonder if it's this week. Let's see. Can't you look up, like, Omnibus on New Comics? So if you go to the sidebar, why don't we do this live? So if you go in regular issues, annuals, was it hardcovers?
Yes.
Let's see. No, not this week.
Oh yeah, Joe, I've already got that tagged.
I ordered it. I don't know when it comes out though.
Well, damn.
Ooh, there's a House of M omnibus coming out. Another one.
Ooh.
I don't want to get that too.
By the way, you keep looking. That
July 31st. Oh boy.
Okay. That anthology I was telling y'all about, July 24th, Hello Darkness. There is going to be a Something is Killing the Children story serialized in the first 6 issues. And then there's going to be a story with Garth Ennis as the writer, Becky Cloonan as the artist, serialized, as well as a Brian Azzarello story. So Garth Ennis, Becky Cloonan, James Tynion IV, Werther Dell'Edera, Brian Azzarello, Vanessa Del Rey. That's a crazy lineup for an anthology book.
Dude, the artwork is Assad Ribic on Uncanny X-Force.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, dude.
I know.
I'm so excited. And then it's Rick Remender on the writing. I cannot wait. I've been wanting to get this forever. Yeah, now, so stoked. It's gonna be so much fun. Anyway, guys, thank you again for watching, and we'll catch you guys this Tuesday and then Sunday. And maybe we'll get an epic rant from Nate about House of the Dragon, because he's kind of mad with me right now.
Oh
it's
my
hilarious.
god.
That's so funny. I completely forgot about that. And then you sent me that text, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Now, I was going to text you back, and go, just give it some time.
No.
See what I did there? Because
the issue after that was, or the episode after that was
time jump. Well, let me tell you this.
Oh, give it some time.
So when that happened, when I watched it and that happened, I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck? Right? And the first episode with the new cast, with the time jump cast, I was like, I don't know. And then for some reason, I just kept on watching, and then they grew on me. I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. I'm still pissed. I'm still mad. I liked that cast, but once that new, after you get past the jarringness of the cast changing with the time jump, it's actually, I really enjoyed it. And then when you get to the end of the season, you're like, blood.
I don't know that I can trust what I'm watching anymore, because
I get what
you can't tell me that someone the same age, characters you changed, using the same actor, and he's there. Sir Kristen is the same age, character's the same age, the actor was like a year older than what's her name, and then they just go, oh no, she needs to be aged up. But a motherfucker is going to look exactly the same.
Okay. Jesus Christ. I don't care about Sir Kristen. That dude's going to get fucking offed anyway.
And then her husband, they aged up like 25 years. 18, 19 years older than his previous actor. It's not even smart. It's not even smart. These are the same people.
So you're done.
You open this. You open this. This is your fault.
Well, it's my fault. It's not my fault. So you're done? You're not going to watch it anymore?
We'll see.
So, well, let me guess. So is Misty, is she like, you got to watch it? Is she the one pulling you?
Oh, no, she's never seen any of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
She'll never watch Game of Thrones. She's in solidarity. She knows how much I hate it, so never watch it because of that. She supports me that way.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Anyway, we'll get you guys this Sunday, or Tuesday, then this Sunday. Thank you again for everyone that watched. And as always, fam, be kind to one another and read more comics. We'll see you guys later. Bye.